embassy was attacked twice. That just kind of goes to show you what kind of a politician he is. Because obviously he's not going to be a leader. You know, a leader isn't somebody who sits in the basement and does interviews. A leader is somebody who actually comes out and leads from the front, leads from the top, not from the bottom. And right now he's definitely in the bottom because he's in the basement. That's the only place he knows. You know, you can't. All they do on the left is just spread division and fear and hate. They're trying to destroy our history. They're trying to tear out the fabrics of what this country was based on. They're trying to tear down the statue here in Pueblo. How many times have they tried to do that? They're trying to erase everything that we are. We have to step up. We have to push back and fight back. And by doing that, we got to make sure leaders get in office and not politicians. Because we know what politicians will do. Look at the previous years to Trump, the previous administration. Those are nothing but politicians. They cater and pander to everybody. Trump doesn't cater and pander to nobody. Not even his own party. He says and does what this country needs. Not what it wants, what it needs. Again, we need leaders. It starts at the bottom, starts with us. We got to put them in office. We got to keep the others out. Trump can't drain the swamp by himself, but we can.
Yes.
We stand united, we can drain the swamp. Because it's the power of numbers. And that's what we need. We got to be heard, we got to be seen, we got to fight back. We got to tell them what we want, not what we need. We don't need to wear a mask. We want to wear a mask, we'll wear a mask. We want to go to a store that requires a mask, and that's it. The store, the business, it should be up to them if they want their customers to wear a mask. Not that somebody who doesn't even work at the Capitol, he lives outside the Capitol, never even goes to work. But he's dictating everything you guys do. He didn't even know there was a camp on the Capitol grounds. So what, 3 months later? That's a politician. That is not a leader. He never came out of his hole until 3 weeks ago. And then when they did finally sweep the grounds up in Denver, 80% of the people they kicked out were not even from Colorado. So again, we need to get leaders in office. We need to get leaders up there to protect and defend what is ours. Plain and simple. So we got to make sure we get out there and vote. So we got to get all your friends to actually get off and get out and vote. Don't mail the ballots and we'll drop them off. It takes 5 minutes. Drop them off. Because we all know there's going to be 20 million freaking World War I veterans are going to be voting. For some reason, they're going to vote Democrats. Don't know why that is. But again, we are the voice. We are the power. We give them the power. We got to vote them out. We got to get leaders in. Get rid of these politicians, guys. We really have to. Again, let's give that leader up top, President Trump, what he needs. He needs other leaders to help him fix this country and get it back on track. Again, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys' support and support this president. It's going to be an awesome election year. And it is. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind year. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to be one-of-a-kind for this country. It's going to make or break the direction we're going. I want to introduce you to the next speaker. I hope I don't mess her name. Christy. She's the chairperson for the Republican Party of Colorado.
Thank you all for being here. Congressman Ken Buck wanted to be with you today. He's the chairman, I'm the vice chairman. We both are so thankful for every one of you in Pueblo, and we believe, along with all of you and all of us here, that Pueblo is the key to turning Colorado red. We cannot do it without you. You did start for Democrats and Hillary Clinton did a job when you won Pueblo for President Trump in 2016. At that time, the state did not follow your lead. But in 2020, you were going to show the rest of Colorado where to go. We know at the state Republican Party that Pueblo is the heart of Colorado. You are the workers, and guess what? Joe Biden thinks he owns you. He thinks if you're a worker, you're a Democrat. He owns you. If you're a member of a union, he owns you. You belong to him. If you are a member of a minority community, if you're black, if you're Latino, if you're Asian, well, you've got to vote for Joe Biden. If you're a woman like me, an educated woman, you're a Biden supporter. Let's prove him wrong. He could not be more wrong. As you listen to our United States speech of David Cameron, Attorney General from Kentucky, and he said to Joe Biden, he said, Mr. Vice President, I am not in chains because of the color of my skin. You do not own my vote. And that is a message we need to send to Joe Biden, John Hickenlooper, Diane Mitch Bush, and all the Democrats up and down the ballot here in Colorado. They do not own your vote or my vote or any of our votes. We vote who we choose. And we choose President Donald Trump because he chooses us. Our president is on the ballot for more than anything freedom is on the ballot. The Democrats want to promise us free stuff, free health care, free college education, free everything. But what they want to take from you in return is your freedom. And because we know that our rights are in the Constitution and actually come from God Himself to us, inherent in us as human beings, given to us from the moment we were created in our mother's wombs, we will not let anyone take those rights or those freedoms from us. So, thank you for being with us. We're going to get Donald Trump re-elected. We're going to get Joe Biden re-elected. We're going to send Lauren Boebert to Congress where she belongs. And we're going to do it with you. We've already surpassed 3 million voter contacts across Colorado, more than we did in the entire 2016 cycle, and it's not even September. So let's keep it rolling. You can do this. You can get President Trump the victory in Colorado. We're counting on you. Behind this operation, he is the Strategic Communications Director for Trump Pence 2020. It's Mark.
Wow, thank you. It is so great to be in Colorado. To be honest with you, anytime I can get outside of D.C. and run real people, the real part of America that works hard and salutes our flag, doesn't kneel before it, that's where I want to be. The more important reason why is that every time I talk to the president, he reminds me of something. So, Mark, this is not a campaign. It's a movement. It's a movement because of you. He could have been very happy staying in Trump Tower. It is beautiful. And he's a very good golfer. But he chose to put that all aside and answer the call of our country. Because we needed to go in a new direction. We needed someone who would fight for our jobs, fight for our country to be able to start making its own stuff again. And so, I'll tell you something. This man's got me by about 2 decades. He's wearing me out. I don't know how he does it. But if he can do all that for 3.5 years now, I got a question for you. Can you work just as hard for him for the next 65 days so Donald J. Trump can go back to the White House and tire me out for 4 more years? This election really comes down to one word: security. And in every way, shape, and form, it's about your economic security. It's about your job, your paycheck, the community that we would like to leave for our kids and our grandchildren. This is a man who created the strongest economy in a generation. And it did not matter your gender, your race. It was the best for everyone in America. The lowest unemployment rate for Black Americans in history. The lowest unemployment rate for Hispanics and Latinos in history. Only the lowest unemployment rate for women in 65 years. We're sorry, we're still working on it. But 65 years. And an economy that people at the bottom were getting some bigger raises, some bigger paychecks than people at the top. That's the kind of economy he grew once. We're seeing it come back again already, and we can keep it going, but it's going to need another 4 years. It's also about and never at a time that I can recall in my lifetime has been more. When we see what's going on in America, when we see what's going on
It can only take
how long the notion of Wisconsin, Denver, Boulder, Aurora, and even right here. The Democrat presidential nominee, his running mate compared Medicaid plan. Folks, you know better. You know this. The men and women who put on that uniform and the badge on their chest are among the best of us. They are the ones. As the president said, we will defend the police, not defund the police. And honestly, it's about national security. Yeah. But Joe Biden went and told President Barack Obama not to go on the raid that killed Osama bin Laden. Joe Biden criticized President Trump for taking the shot that killed Soleimani and al-Baghdadi. Those terrorists would still be walking the face of this planet if Joe Biden were in the Oval Office. We don't need a commander-in-chief who powers. We need one who's not afraid to take the shot. So we know what we get in our president. We know he will fight for all of us. And we know what Joe Biden represents. The choice in this election is clear. But now, it's up to you. Because the movement, well, it requires a little work. And so I have a challenge. 65 days ago, we got 1.1, the president got 1.1 million votes in Colorado in 2016. From what I was told, we came about 136,000 votes short. If each one of you and everyone in Colorado and across the United States can do one thing for this president in the next 65 days, find me one more. I'll get you 6 votes. And find me one more vote. Find me someone who didn't vote in 2016. And for those of you who find a new 18-year-old, that doesn't count. Get them to the polls and go find another one. But find me someone who didn't vote in 2016. Find me someone who voted the other way in 2016 and has now come to see the light. Find someone who now in 2020 recognizes what the rest of us know. The Democrat Party of your parents and grandparents is gone. It has been taken over by the radical left. And most people in America don't even recognize the Democrat Party anymore. But if you find that one vote, each and every one of you, some of you, then we will win this way in such a landslide. The Democrats won't be able to lie, cheat, steal, or ballot harvest their way to victory. Donald Trump will be the man going back to the White House for 4 more years. Your marching orders. Now let me tell you how to do it. Talk to people. You are more powerful than any ad I can create in Washington, D.C. When people hear from their neighbors, from people at work, and people at church, people in the park, people that they know, it means more. The choice is clear. Do you want a Democrat Party that thinks it's okay to burn a church but not go to a church? No! Do you want a Democrat Party that thinks it's illegal to go to a small business? No! These are the facts. We can talk to everyone. regardless of their race, regardless of their gender, regardless of the language that they speak. We can go and have this conversation. President Trump has opened the door. It's up to each of you and all of us to boldly and confidently walk through it. Have the conversation. Win the new vote. Win the day in November. And if we do that, as my former and current boss, the Vice President, says, with your help and God's help, we will make America great again. Again. Thank you very much.